Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you're all having a most wonderful Tuesday evening. I seem to have forgotten to turn off nightlight. I don't want that on. Also, let me just do that as well, and also get the streamer bot on this PC running. I forgot everything, it seems. But yeah. Welcome in, everyone. Today I will be working on a little game project that I have with a dear friend of mine. Nothing too crazy. We haven't gotten far along at all. It's just a little hobby thing that we work on when we find the time. And I'm gonna be making, well, I'm gonna continue working on something that's called a trim sheet. And I see you, Floaty Horizon, already asking what a trim sheet is. A trim sheet is a texture or a material that is divided up in several sections and is portraying several things that you can use in multiple ways. It's basically multiple textures in one texture to save room and to save on draw calls and to be flexible and save time. It's basically magic. So here I've got my trim sheet. Oh, whoops, what am I doing? I forgot my buttons. So let's have a look at this 4-meter wall piece that has a doorway in it. It uses two different materials. One is the trim sheet, and one is a just tileable texture. So similar to an atlas. Yes, similar to an atlas. However, the trim sheet is meant to be repeatable to like left and right. So the difference between an atlas is that atlases are usually just squares. Texture atlas, as in Minecraft. Minecraft is an excellent example of a texture atlas. And that is just a huge collection of different textures, while a trim sheet is usually like strips of a similar type of environment, I guess. It's different patterns, basically. Different repeatable patterns that you can use on like different pieces of your model. So here you can see that this person is using this middle part. Let me zoom in a little bit, actually. Here you can see that this person is using like this middle part here for this piece of the fountain, and then using these little tiled squares at the bottom piece over there, and basically uses various pieces of his trim sheet on various different pieces of the fountain. So atlases are more like collection of textures for your entire game, while trim sheets are more collection of patterns that you apply to objects. Atlases are generally used for more lower end games, less demanding games, not as like visually complicated games such as Minecraft and more student projects and indie games, while trim sheets are used more for bigger projects and more demanding games. So I'm trying to learn to make trim sheets. It is complicated. Well, I've probably overcomplicated things, but it's been It's been tough. And now I think I do want to adjust one of my patterns for for like this pillar that I've got going. So if we have a look at this pillar, my trim sheet is divided into 4 different patterns. I've got this big pattern down below here with these like square shapes. I've got this big pattern in the middle that's just flat. I've got this pattern up here that's almost at the top, which has these grooves running around along it, as you can see in the pillar here. And then at the very top, I have these smaller square patterns. Now, I haven't found any good use for those smaller square patterns, so I'm thinking of doing something else there. And that's what's going to be kind of going into this middle part of this pillar here. I think that's what I want to do. I see, so it's like a primitive UV which you can reuse for similar stuff. I'm not sure exactly what primitive UV is. But I guess coordinate system used to apply 2D textures. I've never actually really heard primitive UVs before, so I'm not sure. But yes, the idea is that you're just made that up on the spot. I see. Okay. Well, the idea is that, yes, this is supposed to be reused on several assets to save time and draw calls. So performance, basically. And this is what the trim sheet looks in-game at the moment. It's looking alright. I don't have anti-aliasing or anything on, so edges do look a little wonky. But it's looking alright. I do kinda also wanna rework my wallpaper material a bit, I think. But do I actually want to do anything more with my trim sheet? How can I quickly put on like anti-aliasing or something like that? Is there like a graphics setting here somewhere? Do I not have platforms, plugins, all settings? There is no graphic settings in project settings. Editor preferences. I haven't played around too much with Unreal Engine, quite honestly. I'm gonna go fix T real quick. You do so. I love how I have watched for 123 distinct days on Twitch. Often I see that number in activities. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Actually, let me just look it up. Unreal Engine graphics settings. Is there really not an easy way to adjust graphic settings in Unreal Engine? Like, I just want to put on some anti-aliasing. Oh. So that's where it is. It says none. Okay. So how do I enable anti-aliasing? Project settings. Engine. Wait. Engine rendering. There we go. Okay. So, mobile anti-aliasing. Default settings and set the anti-aliasing method. I don't want mobile. Don't care about that. Culling, textures, visual textures, mesh painting, runtime. Allow static lighting? Why wouldn't I allow static lighting? Disabling allows material ambient occlusion and material bent normal to work with lumen. Oh, when static lighting is disabled, it also enables certain effects related to first-person rendering, such as on the ground, and changing the setting requires... Okay, okay. So do I maybe not want that enabled? Okay, maybe I shouldn't play with that. Where do I find anti-aliasing? There we go. Fast, temporal, multi... Temporal. Okay, so does that require a restart? Does not seem like it, no. So now we have anti-aliasing on. I always struggle with saying that word apparently. And things are already looking better. Okay, nice. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be... Do I make some form of like fancy shape maybe? No, I think I'm gonna leave it as is. Okay, gonna leave it as is. And I'm gonna hop into, let's see, Trimsheet. I'm gonna hop into the Substance Designer file. Yes. Okay. This bitmap, I do wanna see if I can re-import it. Or re-export it. Come on, there we go. That's still a bit, which is not what I wanted. It's also 8-bit. Does Clip Studio not allow you to export as a 16-bit file? That is a little annoying. Zoom got my tea, just waiting. Hell yeah. I am just trying to figure out if you can do 16-bit files in Clip Studio. But I don't think you can, which is mildly annoying. Like, I want to really like this program. I want to use it for everything. I want to move away from Photoshop, but it just simply doesn't have all the features I need. Yeah, it doesn't allow for more than 8-bit, which is really annoying. I only used 2 image editing apps, Kit and GIMP, so I know nothing of the paid stuff. I love Clip Studio Paint. It is fantastic for painting, but unfortunately it does lack features that I use and kind of need in Photoshop. It is a shame. I guess I just gotta use Photoshop. Krita is more drawing. Yeah, I've never used Krita, or I've used a little bit of GIMP, but not a lot. I mean, they're fine, but if you're gonna do some proper production stuff, you're gonna wanna get Photoshop, I think. Maybe if you're just gonna be painting, you're good to go with Clip Studio. But for the stuff that I need, I do need Photoshop, sadly. Time to grab the tea? Hell yeah. You do so. I'm just gonna do a little bit more of research. Well, it doesn't have what I need, it seems. Photoshop it is, sadly. Hello? Why? Hello? Let me type. There we go. Great. When it comes to stuff like Photoshop, I can't use that. Apparently, they just don't want to work on the Linux. Okay, the way to make it run on Linux is basically a mini VM. Maybe Clipworks. Haven't checked yet. Yeah, that's a shame to hear. Unfortunately, I am not experienced enough with Linux compatibility. Is that the right word? When it comes to like art softwares. Let me just grab my drawing tablets. I didn't think I would need to this early on, but I am just gonna grab it real quick. Nor do I really want to use Adobe. The reason I don't want to use them is the same for why I don't use Windows. Not a fan of the company. That's very understandable. I don't want to use Photoshop. I don't want to support Adobe in any way. But sadly, their software is just superior. And it's a shame. It's a huge shame. I wish I could just stick to Clip Studio Paint for everything that I needed, but I can't. And that is a huge shame. Like, for one, Photoshop's performance is way better than Clip Studio's. I can work with much larger canvases and much larger brushes without any like performance issues. Just like, let me show you a comparison. So, like, look at that performance. That's pretty alright. If I was to do the same in Clip Studio, let me open, actually let me just do it in the same file here. Let me choose the same brush, Smoke and Mist. I'm not even gonna go nearly as large of a brush it was using in Photoshop, but like, look at this performance. Like, I've had to fucking gut this brush to hell to make it just work. Let me put on like, let me change back the let me turn down the gap to like just 1. I mean, look at that, Jesus. 3. There's still some gaps in there, but yeah, no. And then I have a larger brush in Photoshop, and it just works. It works better. And this brush is far denser. Like, the performance in Clip Studio is awful compared to Photoshop. Photoshop has more features that I need as well. For just general game development, not just for art. I wish I didn't have to use Photoshop. I mean, this fucking feature that Photoshop has, pattern preview, is chef's kiss. I mean, look, so I can easily create patterns like this. It is incredible. It allows me to make tiled textures with ease. While if I want to make tiled textures in Clip Studio Paint, I have to put so much effort to get it to work. It is insane. Like, Clip Studio Paint wasn't made for game development. It was just made for painting. And that's all good and well. Sadly, I do game development, and I want a more robust software with more features geared towards game development. Checked clip, it's extremely iffy. Yeah, holy frames. Yeah, right? I've never seen such a brush cause such issues. Yeah, like, I take back my previous statement. I have brush in Krita which lags behind, though issue becomes noticeable at 400 pixels. Yikes. Yeah, like, it's a little laggy now in Photoshop because I've got pattern preview on. But that's understandable. There's a lot going on, and this is a 4K texture. so I get it. But yeah, sadly, Clip Studio just isn't as good as Photoshop. It's better for just general painting. It's not better for my needs. And I wish it wasn't so, but it is so. I wish I didn't have to rely on a software from a shitty company that do not care about artists and just shove down generative AI down our throats while making their software actively worse. Like, Photoshop has become so freaking buggy in recent time. It is insane. I think I'm like using an older version of Photoshop. Because the more recent ones are just so unstable. It is borderline unusable. I just want to check. Adobe don't give a shit about their softwares. Can't even open up Creative Cloud. It is missing or damaged. Yeah, sure. Sure it is. I haven't even touched Creative Cloud in ages. How is it damaged? How? Oh, okay. I take back my previous statement. I have a brush in Krita which lags behind the issues become noticeable at 400 pixels. I think I read that before. But yeah. Oof. Before then it works like normal. It's older than they want it to be, is my guess. Maybe. Maybe. They really need to just fucking fix their softwares. So many creators are complaining that the software is just like performing as shit. They're just not doing anything about it. Would they ever just shove in generative AI? Okay, so can I now check which version of Photoshop I actually have? Apps. Which version of Photoshop do I have? Hello? Other versions. It's not even showing which version I have. Is it not registering which Photoshop I have? Well done, Adobe. Well done. That is impressive. Can I check here? Oh. I don't know which version of Photoshop I have. let me do a multiply layer. How on earth are you all set up and stream ready in less than a day? That's crazy. In less than a day? What do you mean? And welcome in, Yuna. How are you doing? Didn't you move yesterday? No. It was Monday yesterday. I was at school yesterday. I didn't move. I did pick up my keys yesterday, but I didn't move. I thought you said 1st December. I don't think I've said that I'll be moving 1st December. I don't think I have. I've maybe said that I would pick up my keys. I will have the apartment, but I haven't moved yet. I haven't had the chance to move. I'm fairly certain I've said I'll move the first weekend of December, because that's what I'm planning to do. Don't try to gaslight me. My memory might be terrible, but I'm fairly certain I haven't said that I'll be moving the 1st of December. Okay, let's try this. Let's see how that looks. I forgot I was using a theme on Twitch, so when Stylus was turned off, Twitch just looks bad. Oh, is it really that bad? I have never tried a theme or anything on Twitch before. Okay, let's try texture. TIFF. Yes. Okay, so that should automatically be 16-bit. Also, yeah, materials. Let's go with a little bit of tessellation. Like 5 maybe? There we go. Why is it so shiny? Holy shit, that's shiny. Why are you shiny? Why so shiny? I don't understand why it's so shiny. Hello? It really shouldn't be that shiny. What is going on with the roughness? That's super shiny. Why is it so shiny? When the roughness pure white. What? Wait. Did I? Oh, silly me. I chose the wrong thing. I chose coated when I didn't want coated. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. And if I switch to my other texture, let me actually, let's not get rid of it yet. I hate that I can't just drag and drop. Why? Why is it like this? Import bitmap, TIFF. Okay, so that's automatically 16 bits. Very nice, very nice. Actually, I could I could just no, I don't think I want to do that. Let me take this auto levels. And I'm gonna resize that a little bit. And then shove that into there. What? Wait, nothing happened? Oh, wait. Where's that going? Straight into there. Wait, why is it repeating like that? Ah, it's because this one's still that big. Is it? No? What? Hold up, why is it tiling like that? It shouldn't tile like that. Oh, it's because of this. Your tiling turned off. So that looks like that. Let's do this. Oops. So we can have a look at the effect in action. So if I switch to this one, it looks like this. And if I switch to this, looks like that. Okay, yeah, you said like the second weekend in December. Jeez, I thought it was yesterday. Yeah, I initially said second weekend, but then some plans changed, and now I will be moving the first weekend. So in a few days, not too far off. I'll be moving soon enough. Well, yeah. How are you doing, Yuna? How is your situation going? Any updates? I was using the Cat Puchin Mocha Mauve theme, which is nice and has slight color change. Meanwhile, Twitch has more contrast. I see. Maybe one day I'll change something up, but today will not be the day. I think I want to toy around a little bit more with this. Maybe. Let's put that in there. What does that look like? It's a little harsher. Okay. God, I wish I could pay like a one-time fee for Photoshop and just not ever upgrade. I don't need any upgrades, they're pulling out of their ass. I could be very happily content with like a 2018 version of Photoshop. Mm. I'm gonna delete that one. Okay, that is a little harsher. And I do kind of like the look of that. Might be a bit too harsh, actually. Let me just shove it directly. Do I even want a blur? What if I just did this? Hmm. Mm-hmm. That's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's looking really crisp. Nice and crisp. Hmm. That would be nice. Single time payment. That's why I could use. That's why I could see myself getting stuff like FL Studio or DaVinci Resolve. FL Studio, isn't that like music, audio making software? I'm not entirely certain. Oh, oh, that is wrong thing. That's what I wanted. Yeah, it's a DAW or Music Maker tool. No idea what DAW stands for, but Music Maker tool sounds good to me. I should probably invest in that at some point then. If we want some digital audio workspace. I see, I see. Yeah. Okay, yeah, now this kind of looks like painted wood, which is nice. Workstation. Okay, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I have wanted to dabble a little bit in like music creation at some point. But I've never really I've never really taken the plunge, I guess. Oh, that could be pretty cool. For like harsh corroded wood. One thing I didn't say in the message on Discord, the new Prestige layer has zodiac signs and planets. This game keeps getting more advanced. Sure sounds like it. It sure sounds like it's getting more and more advanced for each step, well, each Prestige layer that you go through, which is cool. We do like advanced games. Ooh, wait. This looks pretty sick, actually. Let me think for a bit. What do I want to do? I think I want to do this. And then have this be like something like that. Okay. How do I change the light? I don't seem to be able to. I think I may have gone a little overboard with the ambient occlusion here. Just a little bit. Dirt. Oh, there's an ad break going on right now. I'm not gonna do too much. Actually, I'm gonna go take a little break. I'll be right back. Just need a moment to stretch. Alrighty. I have returned, and I'm considering how to do this. We start off with some dirt. Actually, no. Maybe some grunge. A grunge map. Grunge leaks. I do like that. Let's take a gradient map. Shove that in there. And just let's add a blend. And I don't know, multiply. Just to get things a little started somewhere. Could add a little bit of grunge to height map as well. Let's add a blend here and shove that in there and multiply. Overlay maybe. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. The problem is that some of these like patterns aren't meant to be going like downwards. It looks great. I'm loving the look. It's just, it's not perfect yet. Let me also play around a little bit with the balance and contrast maybe. Can I like randomize this a bit? Drip length. Ooh, yes. Longer drips. Longer drips. Drip crispness. Oh, that looks great. Okay. Sharpen intensity. Okay. So isn't there like there is a random seed. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna need to really think about this. How much space do each bit take up? That's the thing, they're not entirely even, are they? What the fuck have I done? Especially here. What? Okay. Huh. Let me take this in. Wait. I'm gonna take that height. Let's see how many pixels this is. That's 1024 pixels. Wait, is that... That is okay. Wait, isn't that the old one? I think it might be the old one. Yeah, that's the old one. Fuck. Hmm. Let's close this. Let's take this one. Actually, let's just zoom in here a bit. How big is that? 820 pixels. 820. How big is this? Okay. Photoshop, please cooperate. $716. Okay, and this 306. These are really uneven. What I could do is I could go into Blender and I can actually make masks. Can I? I mean, I could separate them by loose parts, yes. Okay, so why the fuck? Okay, so we should just have 4 objects now, right? Well, if we disregard that piece there. What is this and this? What are those? Why are they there? I wanna go back to before I merged. I mean, separated everything by loose parts. I wanna see what those are. Okay, so they're just there. Fine. That is a-okay. Time for the EP to go eep. See you next stream. Take care of yourself, Floaty. Thank you so much for swinging by and sticking all the way until now. Hope you have a wonderful night's rest. Bye-bye, and I'll see you around. Actually... What is the texture size that I have here? Properties, details. It is 1024. Hmm. Oh, wait. Forgot to adjust the size of something. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Wait, invert grayscale. And then maybe a levels on that as well. And then a blend that. That kind of looks like rust, which isn't really what I was going for. Maybe I should be looking at references. Just maybe. I like how this looks. It's not really what I'm going for. That or this. I think I'm just gonna go with that. This was unnecessary. I do like the way this looks. I am quite happy with this. Let me just turn on the tessellation again, because for some reason I just decided to fuck off. Or not. The tessellation is on. Let me just increase it, I guess. Is the height not strong enough? That's not that strong of a height map. Let's intensify it a bit. Maybe not too much. No, I think that looks good. Maybe put that back. And that is the correct size. That is also correct size. Okay, let me save this. Yes, let me save that. Yes. Let me save this as well. Okay, let's hop back into the engine and see how things look. 2D hallway kit, re-import, and re-import. Well, it sure is a lot darker. Okay, that looks super janky. It is way too dark. Sure, it looks good in Substance Designer, but in Engine it's just way too dark. Let's adjust that, shall we? Let's try to not lose our colors. Can I just brighten it up without losing the colors? Actually, let me check something in the engine first. Okay. Yeah, that is too dark for sure. Levels. Let's see how that looks. We import. That is way better already. Well, I can see issues with the trim sheet. Well, at least the kit. Yeah, that doesn't look too great. Might have to revise the kit a bit. This might be a bit too much, honestly. Okay, let's try this again with slightly toned down stuff. Re-import, save, re-import, save, and re-import and save. Feel like this is looking better. I see an issue with the texture of the trim sheet. The dirt does not seem to be tiling. Okay, these colors are looking so much better. The textures use almost not noticeable on the door frame. It's looking fine. But yeah, I'm liking the textures a lot better now. It's definitely looking better. It's looking worn, it's looking rough. But I'm having the problem that this isn't tiling. At least I don't think it is tiling. Let me have a look in Blender how that is set up. How are you set up, my dude? UV editing. Is it a Blender issue or is it that kind of looks like a Blender issue. Why is it like this though? Yeah, this is for sure a Blender issue. Ay, ay, ay. Miss Guzzi. There we go. Vertex. Then grid. That should now tile better. And this over here. That should now tile better. This is probably gonna have the same issue. Yes. Who would have thought? And then this piece over here. And I'm gonna need to re-import those. We can hide these. Export, FBX export, engine export. Where do we have FBX files? Hallway. Export. No, whoops. Okie dokie. So let us re-import those. Oh my god, it's always so disorienting going from Blender to Unreal because of the different controls. Kit hallway. A re-import and re-import. Yes. Okay, gonna need to quickly fix the whatchamacallit, collision. Save. Collision. Simple collision. Delete. Save. Okay, so are we tiling now? We are tiling! Let's go! Okay. So I think I'm gonna call the trim sheet itself done. I'm happy with how the textures look. They're looking good. I don't feel like I need to do any more work on the textures for the trim sheet. The kit might need a little bit of work if we want to avoid some issues regarding some distortion. But that is if we want to resolve it. We don't have to. But we could. We don't have to, but we could. Okay. But yeah, I'm happy with how the trim sheet looks. Trim sheet is looking good. I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied. I mean, look at that. Oh, it looks so disgusting and abandoned. And it's great. Now we're just gonna work on the wallpaper. Wallpaper needs a bit of love, a little bit of work. Yeah. Okay, so we close this down. Or actually, I don't need to close it down. Let me just go to textures, wallpaper, and then open this up. Okay, I have this, which is cool and all, but it's not really doing enough. And I think I have the same issue that that's not doing anything. I don't really need to blur it. There is no reason to blur it, really. I have the same issue that I that's not really 16-bit. It wasn't made in Photoshop. I'll rework wallpaper. I think I just kind of want to take the drip grunge, yeah, like leaky paint. Oh, that looks great. Let's just play around with this a bit. And then blend. Hello? What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna just close this without saving. Close package, no. I kind of fucked it up somehow. Open with substance. Okay. Wait. There we go. And then have this create a blend. Shove those in there. Leaky paint. Looked cool. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's play around with this. I really want to hammer down that abandoned look. I think I preferred leaks over leaky paint, because there's so much fun you could do with this. I do think I prefer this. Yeah, because that kind of makes it look more like just torn wallpaper. I do also kind of want to invert grayscale and then do an auto levels and then levels, something like that, and then I want to blend, a linear dodge, and then I think I kind of just want to do this. Wait, no, this into, wait, that and that. Then copy. Eh? No, wait. There we go. Maybe that. Are you winning, Cole? I think I am. I'm making something cool over here. Welcome in, JJ. How are you doing? How is your Tuesday evening going, my dude? Height. I shove that into the height. Alright, let me go materials, tessellation, add some tessellation. How's that looking? Starting to look alright. What if we turn this up a few notches to 2K so we can see what it looks like at higher quality? It's looking quite alright. I'm seeing some issues because those issues are because we're not actually using 16-bit textures. They're just they're fakers. So it's not looking too great. I will have to redo that texture. Funny tiles go burr. Well, I recently finished making one part of these walls, this texture here. Like the bottom pieces, the pillars, and all that. Those textures, they go burr. They're looking good. They're looking real nice. So I'm quite happy with that. Look at how worn and damaged that's looking. Hell yeah. Very happy with how that's looking. So now I'm just trying to refine this like wallpaper texture. And it's gonna take a little bit more work. It's gonna require a wee bit of work. Yeah. Severely stressed by the flash situation, sadly. Not being able to cook wrecks my eating habits, which has a long rat tail attached to it. It's past all the feeling of not having proper home. Hopefully this will change in January with a new subflat. Yes, I'm hoping for the best for you, JJ. I know how you feel with, you know, not feeling, not having a proper home. I've not really liked this apartment that I currently live in for like the past 2.5 years that I've been living here. It's never really felt right. There's been issues, and I want to move out so badly, and I cannot wait for the weekend, because then I'll actually be moving out to my new apartment that I picked up the keys for yesterday, actually. So that is cool. I'll be moving soon. But yeah, texture do be going burr. I just need to fix the wallpaper now, and then I'll be happy with these walls. But yeah, as I said, it's gonna require a bit more work than I anticipated. Hell yeah, I wish I could help you carry stuff. It's fine. I hired a moving firm, so no need to worry about that. It was a little pricey, but it is what it is. I don't wanna have to deal with that annoying part about moving. Okay, we're gonna go a little darker. Something like that. We're gonna make a new layer. We're gonna take pattern preview. Okay. And then we're gonna use the brush. We're gonna go a little darker. And then we're gonna do this. I will hire the company my stuff is stored at to move all of the current stored boxes and stuff as well. Only will move the stuff I currently live with. Yeah, that's smart. I'll be moving everything at the same time, except for my birds. I will move them a day before. Gonna have a friend come over and help me with the birdies, so they're not in the way while the moving company is here moving heavy stuff. We don't want to have them screaming at the top of their lungs while the moving company is just here doing their job. Would be a little bit obnoxious. So, are you excited for the Night Train DLC releasing this Thursday, JJ? I sure am. I will definitely be streaming that. And I'm curious to see what the new classes are like. I doubt I will switch from my mains, which is Iron Eye and I think at this point Wilder? Oh, what was her name again? The Stabby Stab lady. I did like her a lot. Man, I've already forgotten her name. I bring shame upon my family. How could I've already forgotten her name? Unacceptable. Well, my current internet is no way suited for a reaction-based game. That's a shame, yeah. After all, having irregular 15-second internet cuts is not the best if you want to survive, yeah. Duchess, yes, thank you for reminding me, JJ. I am terrible with names, and it really shows. How could I forget Duchess, my beloved? Unacceptable. Simply unacceptable behavior from me. Let me see. Have not been playing it. Have not been playing, but I did see all the names. Oh my god. I used to main her. I do main her. She is one of my favorites. I cannot believe I forgot her name. That is not okay. At least not in my book. There's an ad break coming up now. I'm gonna go grab some more water. I'll be right back. Wow. I have returned with more water. Have I missed anything? Did I miss anything in my own stream while I was away? How is this one looking? There's a lot of like smaller, darker spots. Oh, two things before I go to bed. One, I am starting to catch up on campaign 4. Hell yeah, but an hour left in episode 3. And 2, you were pretty far forward in my recap. Wait. You were pretty far forward in my recap. What do you mean by that? I am a little lost. The Twitch recap. Oh, well, that I'll take that as a badge of honor. Has Twitch recap already been like sent out? I don't think I received anything about that. Oh, yeah, I just got it. Oh yeah, okay, let's have a look at it together, shall we? Your 2025 recap is here. I had no idea. Oh, well, community recap. Well, that looks a little complicated. I can't be bothered. I thought it was gonna display everything in the mail, but no. I'm lazy. I'll have a look at it later. Today evening for me. Yeah, I was fairly certain I had my email up before going live, and I don't think I saw it then. So it must have been like really recently. But I'll take that as a badge of honor, JJ. Thank you for being here and sticking with me through everything. It is an honor to have you here. And it's an honor to have you in the community. I watched 132 hours and almost sent 1.4k chats. Jesus, that's a lot. You sure are dedicated. And we all appreciate you for that, JJ. I don't think I want these brighter spots. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here. It's been a pleasure to have you here. And it's been a pleasure to terrorize you in D&D. And to continue to do so will be even more fun. Okay, I'm asleep now. Did some cycling after work, the scenic route, even if it was dark, so I'm tired, boy. You do so, JJ. Take care of yourself, and I hope you have a wonderful night's rest. Thank you for swinging by for the time that you could. Really appreciate it, and hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, wonderful Wednesday. I'll see you around. Bye-bye. Let's try this. Let's just see how this looks. Right, import bitmap. There we go. It's a bit too smooth. I need to crunch it up a bit more. Does this even have a texture on it? Doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't. What? Okay, so let me, can I copy these settings? Is there not a way to like copy? Okay, let me just have a look here. So 56 minus 93, 50. Then 50 on this. And then height. Then pen pressure. Is that it? In terms of texture? No. That's not good. Let me try a new one. Let me try this. That over there. Let's try this. This has minus 20. Oh, it does save. Oh, that's better. Let me save this one. To tool settings. Capture brush size. No. Wait, no. With texture. Nice. Perfect naming convention. Beautiful. With texture. Oh my god. I am a genius. I feel like the texture isn't really hard enough. Hey, welcome in, Mukabe. How are you? How are we? Hope we're well. We are doing well. We're doing well. A little sleepy, but it's all right. Just trying to do some. Oh, the dual texture thing might be screwing me over here. That might be it. Okay. Wait, what if I turn off the dual texture? Oh. Not much is happening. Maybe pen pusher off. Ha! That had 25%. And pen pressure. I'm not sure if that's working too well. Stop. Okay, now we're struggling a little bit. But welcome in, Mukabe. How are you doing? I am doing quite alright. I just got the keys to my new apartment yesterday, and I'm really looking forward to moving this weekend. Not actually looking forward to, you know, the act of moving, but I'm looking forward to actually living at my new place, which is gonna be real nice. And yeah, other than that, just all tired. But well, with my commute, it's not a surprise that I'm tired yet again. But I am doing some game dev work, trying to make some cool looking texture. We'll see how it goes. Already succeeded with making a cool looking texture earlier in the stream. Now I'm just seeing if I can get some more work done, but we'll see. We will see. I'm getting a whole lot of like variation, am I? A little bit. But yeah, how are you doing? Glad to hear. Will all be worth it when it's done. Yes, it certainly will. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to regain the hours I've been losing out on because of my commute. It's gonna be liberating, being able to do more shit during the day. My god. Ay. And then we also have Night Rain releasing this Thursday, which I'm super excited about. Well, the DLC for Night Rain. I'm gonna definitely be playing that. It's gonna be a fantastic week. Doing alright. Sleepy like shit at the moment, but nothing I can't handle. I feel ya. I've kind of entered this work mode, so I can kind of ignore my sleep temporarily. At least the urge of sleepiness is slightly diminished because I'm kind of locked in. But it's there in the background waiting for me to just stop working and then hit me like a truck. Which is good, I guess. I'll probably get a good night's sleep tonight. Hopefully. Unless I end up doom scrolling until way too late, then I'll just sleep like 5 hours or something. Then I'll feel like shit tomorrow. But yeah. Getting a few extra hours freed up in a day is a game changer. Yes, for sure. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'll be able to do so much more work then. No, but actually, I've been wanting to do a bit more like content creation things. I've been wanting to do a bit more like bonus streams and just play more games in general, because backlog is crazy big right now, crazy long. I want to play Hades, I want to play Silksong, I want to play Quantum Break, I want to play Devil May Cry, I want to play Night Rain, I want to play just a whole bunch of games that I do not have the time for. And with some more time freed up, I feel like I'll be able to do some more bonus streams and I get through that backlog a little quicker at least. Like, my plan was to play Hades 2 for November and Silksong for December, and we're now into December and I have yet to play Hades 2. So yeah, things are going great. But yeah, object in motion wants to stay in motion. Hell yes. Very true, very true. But this is starting to look a bit more like something usable. Are you gonna be playing the Night Rain DLC when that releases? Oh, my back. Hey, hey, hey. No, I decided not to get Night Rain. It's not my kind of game, I don't think. I see, I see. That's fair, that's fair. Yeah, Night Rain is definitely fairly different from Elden Ring. If you enjoy, what's it called? Fast-paced, I forgot the name. Roguelikes? Then Night Rain is a fantastic game. I do enjoy roguelikes. It is very fast-paced. Almost a little too fast-paced for me, but I can keep up. So I get you. I get you. It's definitely not for everyone. Not even for all like Souls fans. It is a bit of a change of pace, which I do really like. I really admire. Oh well, respect might be a better word. I really respect From Software for trying something different. It's very cool. I love the idea of like bringing all these old bosses back, improving them, and then just having this huge gauntlet, roguelike gauntlet. It's so fun, and the multiplayer with it is just great as well. I do enjoy watching it though. The bosses look good. It is great. It is very cinematic, especially the last boss. My god. It is incredible. Can appreciate them trying something different, though it's healthy for the industry. Yeah, exactly. Very healthy for them and the industry. They'll see what works, what doesn't work, what they'll implement, what they can implement in their upcoming games, what kind of projects they should maybe focus on. Yeah, seen it when he splits the sky. Chef's kiss, goddamn. Yeah, he's so fucking cool. Oh my god. Oh, I do wonder what the new bosses are gonna be like. I have seen that they're adding Artorias into the game as well, and it baffles me that Artorias wasn't there to begin with. I do wonder what other bosses they've added. Nice, a classic, yeah. I look so much forward to fighting Artorias again. With the nice and improved movement of Night Rain. Okay, that's looking a bit better now. This might actually be usable. Okay, now we save, we re-import it into Painter. No, Designer is what his software is called. Import bitmap, texture. And then we shove it into the levels there. And that is looking far better. Far, far better. Okay. I just need to adjust some stuff first. Not that, apparently. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, now that is looking like torn wallpaper. That's looking more and more like old, ruined wallpaper. Needs a bit more work, for sure, but it's getting there. Part of me hopes Gwyn doesn't get added because the reveal during the Soul of Cinder fight was beautiful. Perfect way to end him. Yeah, I do agree with you on that. They shouldn't add Gwyn. I feel like that would be a mistake. But yeah, look at that. It's looking better. Okay. Feel like maybe multiply. No, not multiply, overlay. Make this a little stronger. We making dilapidated walls? Yes, exactly. That is exactly what we're doing. I just need a bit more texture in some areas, like here. That is looking a bit too clean. It might be because of this. I don't want to change any of that. I do want to maybe change the drip length there. Yeah. I don't really want like that empty spot there. Sharpen drip length. Isn't there anything else I can do? Wait, invert. Then turn. Okay, the contrast is a little much. Drip length, drip crispness. Can turn that down. Sharpen intensity. Doesn't need to be that high. Okay, that's starting to look like something now. Maybe I should just use this here. Like that. I would say multiply and then turn that down, and this just a little harsher. Just full on opacity there, maybe. Could tweak the colors. You'd have paint peeling off old metal too. Looking good. Thank you. Yeah, it's starting to come together now. I feel like this might need a little bit of an adjustment. Make it tiny bit brighter, maybe. Oops. Okay. How is this looking? Is that the... Where do we have the height? There it is. I do think we should have the height feeding into something here. Yeah. Height should be there. Giving smells like damp in here vibes. Hell yeah. Let's play around a little bit with the roughness. Oh, now that's looking proper damp. Maybe a bit too damp for what I wanted. But we do like... what's it called? Roughness variation is what it's called. Okay, now we turn this down to the size that we want. Then we import it into the engine and see how it looks. Wallpaper. Yes. Yes. And yes. Go into Unreal. We go to 2D. Wait. Oh yeah. We open up all of these bad boys. I definitely didn't have a whole lot of roughness variation before. So it's good that I've gotten a bit more of that going. Save. Re-import. Yeah, that's a lot better. Re-import. Save. Okay. Now we hop in. Look at that. I definitely want to have the peeling effect being a bit more prominent. But it's looking good. It's looking good. Looking a bit better. Okay, so here. Let's see. Let's turn this up a tiny bit, not too much. Save. Yes. Save. Yes. And save. Yes. There we go. Back into the engine. And we re-import all these bad boys again. Save. Import. Save. Import. Save. Okay, now that is looking good. I do like the look of that. I feel like this effect is a little too strong. I need to turn that down a little bit. Yeah, I just want a tiny bit. Okay. That was definitely a bit too strong. Let's save and re-import again. This is why we constantly check in the engine to see how things look and don't just call it a day after we've done a little bit. Re-import, save, re-import, save, import, save. Okay. Yeah. Looking better. Looking much better. I do like that. Might be a bit too much of peeling wallpaper. You can barely see that it's supposed to be wallpaper now. I could try add some white gray like you're seeing the back of the wallpaper that's folding over itself. Yeah, that's a little tricky. I might try to do that in the future. That's a hard thing to do. But I'm no artist, don't let me backseat. Don't worry, don't worry. I will try in the future at some point. Yeah, this was a bit too much. So I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. Something like this, I think. Okay, we save and re-import until we feel happy. Import, save, import, save, import, save. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this. might still be a bit too much, maybe. Yeah. I think it was good before. Damn it. It's hard. Shit's hard. Okay, barely have a peeling effect now. Let me have a look at that while I'm adjusting this. Okay, that might be good. Let's try again. Ah, fair. Yeah, it's something I want eventually. Eventually being the key word. Now I'm just trying to make it fit the vibe a little bit better. Okay, I feel like I can call that done for today. I am fairly happy with that, I think. Actually, I have an idea. What if I do... Instead of this, I'll do a slope blur. Lower the intensity. I don't think that's what I want. Multi-directional warp, maybe. Max. Min. Chain. Let's do like 90 degrees. Let's try average. One. Okay. What if I turn up the intensity to like 40? 400 was not intentional. Okay. That might actually be something. What does that look like? Let me copy this and put that in there. And then do that. That could work. Maybe turn down the intensity to like 25. I'm liking that. I think I'm liking that more than what I currently have. Solid progress. Good job, dude. Thank you. Thank Thank you so much. I am actually somewhat happy with this. Which is not something an artist tends to say. Art is hard. Okay, there we go. Now I am happy with that. That is looking so much better. Yeah, that was what I needed. Making it like drippy, well, torn like vertically. Yeah, that's looking good. Now that is looking like some good worn, torn wallpaper. Hell yeah. I am very happy with that. I think with that, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. I am 15 minutes beyond my scheduled end time. That's because I got carried away, which tends to happen when I do art. It's hard to stick to it. If I'm ever not happy with the result of something I'm working on, I tell myself it was good practice at the very least. Yeah, that is how I try to look at it, but it's hard. But yeah. Thank you all so much for swinging by and sticking all the way till the end. It's been a very productive stream, made plenty of progress that I'm very happy with. I mean, look at that wood. Look at that wallpaper. It's all looking great. And yeah, great progress. I'm gonna end it here. Take care, everyone. I'll see you on Thursday for some Night Rain. Glad I caught a little of the end. Take care, matey.